recovered their diffuser. 5 seconds remaining. Seconds to go.
All right, welcome everybody. How are you all doing tonight? I, as always, hope you're doing absolutely fantastic. Tonight's going to be a really interesting matchup. So, Surf Esports against MishMash Gaming. Surf having gotten the first ban, and they're banning as we speak. So this was pretty quick, and I do have like a lock of hair falling. Yeah, that's random. Yeah, Surf Esports, we have yet to cast them. We have yet to cover them in a matchup. So this is going to be once again a new addition to our on our to-do list and to the list of teams we are covered. We're not Surf Esports Acad, by the way. Did I mess this up? Oh. But yeah, so the team captain from Surf Esports says, "Oh, hey, by the way, we're not Surf Esports Academy," and I was confused because it's not written above my head, Surf Esports Academy. So yeah, something at the back end must have not been right. So the link I sent him was labeled as Surf Esports Academy, which is kind of not exactly the case. First and foremost, second of all, then he goes along the lines of, by the way, Surf Esports Academy. The difference between them and us is that the Academy roster apparently has a winning record so far. So which was kind of like one of the questions I had. Let me just open this up on the second monitor real quick. So if we were to look at the current standings for, well, Group B in that instance, MishMash Gaming's 2 victories, 1 loss, with Surf Esports with 1 victory, 2 losses. The first victory they've had was due to a forfeit on the part of the other team. So I mean, they do have a point, but they technically didn't win one yet. If you want to like play on the technicality of like the word's definition there, we're getting at a very technical level there. So let's not delve that deep into it. And yeah, so another interesting thing, MMG is gonna win. Hey, c'est moi ça. Je trash. PH Levels, how are you doing? Welcome on the stream. And also, there's going to be a few other streams tonight in parallel. So apparently, Astral VFX, I'm going to post this on Twitter, and I mean, I guess I could also create a command on the bot if you guys are interested, is going to be casting the matchup between Thirsty Bastards Gaming and who are they playing against this week? And Broker Crew. So let me just put this on Twitter real quick. Yes. Let's just quote tweet our own tweet. And TBG against was DSG, aka Broker Crew is going to happen there. And let's just put a little pointing emoji, point right this way, and tweet that, I guess. There we go. Okay. And I also heard there's a possibility that Scorp, the one and only Scorp, is going to be streaming the game. That's going to be on Group A, however, between 15% Pro and NTNS Gaming, which is absolutely going to be a barn burner. These two teams are amongst the best in their in the Group A, in their group so far. That is, I mean, anything could still change, right? I am gonna have to boot up the game as the map ban has basically finished at this point. So our first map of the night is gonna be Villa. Surf Esports will defend first on Villa, or in other words, MishMash Gaming will be attacking on there. Second map of the night, Oregon. And actually, Surf Esports defend first every single map. By extension, MishMash will be attacking first on every side there is. I know the overtime map, the third map, Kefidosiyevsky in that instance, for some reason, that overly does not display who starts attacking first, or who picked side. Therefore, why is the updater asking for admin permissions like 5 times? That's odd. Ubisoft Connect. Do I have like a big ass update to install? I hope not. But that's what it looks like. Okay, no, maybe they just have updated their logo or something. And there we go. And Alvine says... Yeah, so Scorp is going to be casting this other match, so there's really going to be 3 streams in parallel tonight. We've never seen this before, and I gotta say, I love it, because it kind of implies that the streaming and the competition is game, and Steam is gaining momentum in the sense that other casters are interested in streaming the matches on their own channels, more or less pro bono. So that is awesome. I hope you guys are interested and hyped for this. And you know what? My next question is going to be regarding... you guys. Yes, this poll exists. Who do you think is going to win? If I open this up, this link is correct indeed. Log in with Twitch, yada yada yada, whilst the game is loading, of course, right? And right here, if I go in the bot settings, bot modules, I guess. Not modules, it's gonna be chat commands, custom command, and the game, of course, just booted up. Yep, we'll be jumping into the game as soon as possible, of course. But I also want to get your guys' input. Which team is going to take the cake here? I do believe, or I do expect the vote to go MishMash's way for a few reasons. First and foremost, it looks like MishMash already do have some supporters in chat. For example, iMoments. I hope I didn't butcher that pronunciation, but, you know, we do have a few supporters in chat. Second of all, rank adjustment. I got 55 points. Yay. So screw cheaters, I guess. And also Surf Esports are on the record literally saying, hey, we do nothing but losing. So that also is not too good for the confidence, if I may present it that way, which would then further, encourage neutral observers or spectators to root for MishMash, I guess. Custom game it is going to be. Want to create an online. Our online match is not a sweet hunt, but with the Pro League rules set. Central US as a spectator, yes. And now if we come back to this in the custom commands and exclamation mark vote, we can update the vote command to have the right one. There we go. And then I can say who will win, exclamation mark vote. There we go. And 338 is this one. Correct. That is good. So let's invite Cyrax. I suppose Cyrax is somebody on the Surf Esports team. Let me just make sure. So who should I invite? Can I add like Dr. Montanizer? There we go. That ping should attract their attention. In the meantime, let's also like hide this. Awesome. I'll invite him. I'll have to send him a friend request first. Oh, he's already in my friends list. That's awesome. And invite him this way. Yes, and now we might want to show the poll, the votes. So far, it seems to be going one way. I gotta say, it should pop in momentarily. Did I hit the update button? Yeah, I did. Okay. Yeah, so people are voting for MishMash all the way. Which is, well, one-sided. One-sided would be an understatement, actually. Let's just name the teams, and MishMash Gaming will be getting the blue team, unlike what the overlay is boasting right now. In the sense that they're attacking first every single match. So why would we put them in the blue team, right? So I guess if I was just to do this and update, is it gonna work? It is so far not gonna. Yeah, there we go. Awesome. Do this and that, and then there is fit with content, and there we go. Okay. So yeah, as soon as the teams join in, we will be good to go. And I do believe that the Echo soft ban can be lifted in the sense that I do believe he's been fixed as far as, you know, his bug and glitches in Pro League are concerned. I don't see a Char option. Well, Char is playing for MishMash, so a vote for MishMash by proxy is a vote partially for Char. So I guess this is the kind of vote you would be expected to cast in that instance. Let me also just, not here, here. Let me just remove the show like in-game settings, display game info. There we go. Want to make this as clean and minimalistic as possible to have the stream be as, well, clean or aesthetically pleasing as possible. That is also going to be needed. Replay buffer if you want to have those sweet replays. And yeah, both teams have 4 people in, so it's just a matter of time before the 2 remaining players join in, and then we're gonna be good to go. Our first map of the night is Oregon, not Clubhouse though. There we go. And yeah, Echo soft ban is now lifted, correct? Echo bug, if I just Google that real quick. Why is Echo banned in Pro League? That post was made 3 months ago. Wow. But yeah, I believe it has been fixed since, I mean, the fix or the root of the issue was addressed in a bug patch or in a patch note, and they don't want to like address the bugs to not publicize them more than needed without like fixing the bugs in the first place, you know? So I see that almost everybody is in, so I will just like start talking and stuff. If your mosses aren't running, now might be a good moment to, or now might be a good time to fire them up. And also don't forget to actually start the recording. I've had a team before that thought that, you know, simply firing up moss was sufficient. And now that Goldfish is here, are you guys ready to go? No worries. Take your time. What about MishMash? Are you guys ready to go? If you need help with Moss, I have seen basically everything, every problem Moss can generate, so I can probably help you with that. But yeah, so MishMash Gaming. So Kenny, Maddox, Char, Gibby, and Axis. Are you ready to go? What about you guys?
I'm here, so let's.
Awesome.
Are we Villa first?
You're right. My bad.
No worries. We're ready also, by the way.
Perfect. Thank you. So yeah, Dr. Monty, if you need any help with Moss, let me know. I think our Moss is good. Awesome. So does that count for every other member of your team as well?
Yep.
Awesome. Well then, you know the drill. Good luck, have fun, and may the best team win, guys. Sorry, my game chat is busted. All right, starting the game now. And let's jump right into the match. Map number 1. Villa, MishMash Gaming attacking first, and Surf Esports. Surf Esports is not a Canadian team though. The flag on that one is off. Echo is fine. Yes. Yes, Echo is fine indeed. And now the bans are beginning. What kind of operator did you ban on Villa? That's actually a pretty good question. And Surf Esports banning Ash. That's odd. Like, I've never seen a proper Ash ban before. Well, never say never. But banning Ash is really, really unusual in the sense that she brings next to nothing to the table in sense of utility. Like, granted, she does have the impact grenades, which can be useful, or the impact grenades, the breaching charge, which can be useful as far as, you know, soft breaching is concerned, right? Plus the flash grenades, so it can eat up, for example, ADS devices and that kind of stuff. Sorry, didn't. He's fine. Echo's gonna be allowed. Accessing cool. Looks like, well, by the sound of it, it looks like he's gonna be playing it. Yeah, so Wamai is gonna come second, but like I was saying, Ash is an interesting operator because she does bring too much to the table, right? Yeah, flash grenades to eat up ADS devices to then allow, for example, a nice charge to go through, right? But no, we're banning Echo instead. Okay, and that is going to be our bans list. X is saying, damn, yeah, he did definitely plan on playing Echo tonight. That is for damn sure. Should I ask after the ban? Well, I mean, Axis, you probably should have if you were to think, you know, about your own sub-interests. But in the idea, in the atmosphere of fair play, I gotta say, asking beforehand so that both teams have the same intel at hand, maybe was like the fairer move to make. But I do see how it, you know, turned around and nipped you in the butt there. So, Inner Enigma saying, hello, Scummy. Well, Scummy, hello there. How are you doing tonight? And I mean, it doesn't feel like it because to me, it still feels like the season barely began. But we have passed, or at the end of this week, we are gonna have passed the half-point mark as far as the main season is concerned. So I gotta say, it may feel like this because switching to ELED has automated a lot of the things which we had to do manually before, and we as like the tournament organizers. So it feels like I'm putting way less energy into it outside of like casting and covering a match proper. But at that point in the competition, what I really want to underline is the fact that we have a lot of weeks and a lot of matches played. Therefore, the tendencies or the rate at which teams win points, win matches is becoming more and more known. And in other words, at that point, you know, it is becoming visible which kind of teams will very likely make it to the playoffs and which other teams are unlikely to, or more likely to be left behind, if I want to put it this way. Which, you know, brings us to almost start thinking about the playoffs themselves. And it's crazy because to me it feels like we started just a few minutes ago. Echo not top man anymore? No, he's not. But please, PH levels, don't full caps or don't type in full caps because because the bot is not gonna like that. I had to enable him because a few people did love spamming like emojis and caps lock messages and like repeating exclamation marks like 10 to 15 times after the end of their sentences. But hey, I have barely talked about the game itself proper so far, so let's take a look. And we're lit on that, but there's gonna be a Maestro right here playing playing on OBJ, and he's the only one really anchoring. You do have a few other defenders like around OBJ, but they're not exactly anchoring in the sense that they're around the bomb site itself proper, right? Goldfish is on the first floor. He's likely going to try to walk back up the stairs. Same for Captain Duck, but for the time being, the attackers are pushing forward. So if the attackers, you know, MishMash Gaming in that instance, are able to set foot on OBJ quickly enough, the roamers will be in a retake situation, which would make things very hard for them. Luckily or unluckily, depending on who you're rooting for, that does not seem to be happening right now. But, you know, Kenny and Maddox are virtually ready to funnel into statues. Combine that with the fact that Gibby Ace is also opening up the reinforced wall there, and, you know, the pressure is multiplying on a bomb site. So at this point, especially since Ace is on the table, just putting down a smoke cover, and the diffuser could very well be planted, just like Axis is doing right now. Captain Duck, though, with the nitro shot, is it going to be quick enough? Yes, the diffuser has not been planted, and that's going to be a nice kill. Still with Blood Merchant being down but not out, it is effectively a 3v3 situation. So plays being made by MishMash Gaming, and that didn't work out too great for the first time. So it's not time for plan B. 2v3 situation, but I mean, of course, the two remaining attackers are working together. So we're not talking about two isolated cases, and therefore coordination is still very much possible. There is a Jaeger in the bathtub over there, but I don't want to switch to his position, to his POV, since Gibby is like kind of rushing in. But Goldfish right here was on the cameras, or for some reason he didn't capitalize on Gibby like rushing in to recover the diffuser. Now diffuser is technically on bomb site, but it would be fairly risky to try to plant, especially since there is going to be Goldfish right there. He gets one looking. Goldfish, did you not see that? Oh gosh, but with 15 seconds on the clock, it was extremely unlikely that Gibby was going to get that kill. And there you go, Mr. Jaeger. And I gotta say, Jaeger's gamer tag does really, really look like a German word. And Sauberung. If I was to try to work Rapid's, mental translation, I do believe it translates to something like not magician, not magic, but it's a work from the same, family in the sense that somebody that gets magic done to them, or that is like, I'm not, you know what? This is bugging me more than it should. Let me pull up translate.google.com and let's type this down. ENTZEU. It is going to detect German and English. Disenchantment. Oh well, so Jaeger's gamer tag was disenchantment. Yeah, because I don't know if like it would sound. It doesn't feel like it's gonna sound, phonetically speaking, if it's gonna be sounding nice, like swap an accent like in the middle of a sentence just to pronounce his gamer tag. So yeah, this was a trophy room defense, which was won by Surf Esports by killing the enemy. Update that, and we are good to go back into the game. Round number 2. For round number 2, there's going to be a games and aviation defense. I mean, let's not be surprised by that. Or I'm not surprised by that in the slightest. I mean, Surf Esports won the first defense, and their secondary bomb site is, of course, going to be a games room and aviation hold. Their strategy to go at it is going to be extremely similar, though not exactly the same, in the sense that verticality is still very much going to be present. Look at where the roamers are, well, roaming, but the way they're going at it is going to be slightly different. There's no pulse. Nitro cells are admittedly present since Valkyrie is roaming like before, but pulse can be really good to deny a plant. It looks like they're going to be aiming a bit less at preventing the plant, or at denying the plant mid-plant, and by extension, I suppose they're going to be trying to deny it before the diffuser even goes down. But that is, hypotheticals. Right now, Maddox is like pushing in. We could see the hesitation there. Was that Captain Duck? Blood Merchant is on the red stairs, so he's holding the cross angle that can be very problematic for MishMash Gaming, right? So as long as he's up, I don't see how MishMash can really commit to a push, because he could either just cut off the rotation or walk up the stairs and come directly behind them, whilst MishMash are trying to funnel into OBJ. That would be a dangerous situation, which of course the blue team doesn't want to be in the first place. So they're gonna have to either ignore him and pick off a few other defenders here and there individually, or commit to a push to flush him out for good. But that yet has to happen. For example, Gibby, I do believe he's, yeah, exactly, they did manage to open that up. Blood Merchant is going to get the kill on Char, so that is Thatcher lost. Blood is very low on health, admittedly, but Char is dead, so even though you have a 5v4 situation, well, even though Blood is running with maybe 10 HP right now, he's still up, unlike Char, And right here, apparently Maddox is trying to tie the scores a little bit, but the results have yet to happen. As we could hear, Dr. Montagnizer, I'm just going to call him Dr. Monty, is going to be using those toxic babes, and it's becoming time to use them up, right? Because the timer is slowly but surely ticking down. But right here, he was pushing in, but just too little, too late, and of course, he will pay the price for that. So 2v4 situation right here. Goldfish is going to be potatoing a little bit. He does put Sledge down, but still, and Sauberung, Mr. German right here. Last player alive. Kenny has been revived, so it's back up to a proper 4v4, and Static as you are. Free fires are going to be tickling his brain, which is how MishMash Gaming will be winning round number 2. And I gotta say, it's kind of impressive as well, because he was seen by the Evil Eye camera. We could clearly, visualize the Evil Eye in the study room when he turned around to destroy, I believe it was a Valkyrie cam or something. So considering the fact that Insalbon was supposed to have the entire, intel at his arsenal, at his fingertips, the fact that he was unable to capitalize on those, or to get those kills is somewhat surprising. I don't want to go too far into, label it as disappointing outright, because he was still in a 1v4 situation. Pin couldn't move, because enemies are all around him. But still, that he didn't get a single frag might maybe be a little bit underwhelming. Yet again, I don't want to go too hard on him, because it was a 1v4 situation. Hex, so top 4 teams of each bracket will go into the playoffs. So we're going to be having an 8-team playoff situation. It is going to be a fairly big or fairly hefty bracket, double elim and all. It is going to take, you know, a good chunk of weeks, a good chunk of time, multiple weeks to complete. But I do believe it's going to be worth it because we're going to be bringing so much talent into the playoffs. It's going to be amazing. Inner Enigma saying Char's the GOAT, eyeballs non-existent.
10 seconds left.
All right, round number 3. Surf Esports, of course, failed in defending the bomb site once. They're going to try, or they're going to be, you know, attempting it for a second time around. The team composition, except if my short-term memory is fatally flawed, is going to be the exact same as far as Surf Esports is concerned. And I do believe MishMash Gaming are also fielding the exact same operators as before. So at that point, I would basically say it really has to come down to execution because the initial setup is going to be, you know, remarkably similar for just about both teams. Blood Merchant yet again in the red stairs. This time he has an ADS device. It is likely to help him out, but I mean, I don't think it would flat out save his life if the attackers decide to toss enough utility at him. You know, eventually a frag grenade is going to find its way through the ADS after a few flash grenades have been tossed. And right here already Natural Cell being tossed, but that is not gonna make it. Also, there is Goldfish. I did see a silhouette. Yeah, Gibby is here, and he could be causing problems, but no, he's gonna be repelling up instead, which might invite Goldfish to just run out, and he's gonna try that, and it's absolutely gonna work. That is hard breaching. Now off the table, amazing plays. Blood Merchant also being up. Oh, that may not last though, because him being right here still cuts off the access to basically the aviation bomb site from the corridor. I mean, of course, attackers could rotate outside and come in through the study room, but that yet has to happen, right? That Evil Eye camera could be problematic. It's never going to get killed, right? But it can still harass and annoy the attackers. But can you hear that camera being tossed? And there you have it, Captain Doc. Unfortunately, didn't exactly have the best timing ever, and that's going to cost him. Goldfish not being an OBJ leaves us with a... Oh, Doctor also is going to have to try to get back on side. That shouldn't be too hard. And he's playing quite aggressive, considering that the SMG-11 has a very limited firepower. I don't believe Kenny's looking down. Oh, now he is. Now he is. And he's looking too high up. Oh, no. Unfortunate. But Goldfish, you know, had the right idea in mind. The execution, though, was sorely limited in that instance. With 50-some seconds on the clock, it is a bit too early to start thinking about, you know, playing denial by using the smoke canisters alone. So yeah, Dr. Monty here is using up his utility at an unsustainable rate. He's gonna have to pick off a few kills here and there with the gun, and now he has to because he's last player alive. Gets one, diffuser's being planted, fails in denying that, and Maddox is gonna get the kill. Round number 3, MishMash Gaming are going strong. Yeah, he was pinched. Wasn't too much he could have done, and the pistol just to top it off, right? So far, I gotta say, it's an interesting game. Surf Esports were not confident in their capabilities of winning the map at all. I mean, you look back at the interactions we had with them before the match started, or at the very beginning of the stream, not right before it began. And yeah, they didn't think they had it in them to win it. I mean, I get that their performances are unfortunately, you know, on the lower end of the spectrum. And I do get MishMash are among the best teams, amongst the best teams in that roster, or in that group, should I say. But I mean, Surf Esports did manage to win the first round with a solid margin, right? It wasn't a 1v1 situation. They earned the first round, so that leads me to believe that, I mean, if they played well enough, they could very much gain a few more rounds here and there. And, you know, if MishMash aren't cautious, maybe you could even look at a maybe overtime situation. Winning the game might still be a bit of a stretch, considering, you know, the gap between both teams, or the perceived gap between both teams. But one thing I do not want to see is Surf Esports just giving up. They're making a few mistakes here and there, but those are mistakes that can be easily fixed. If we talk about like Jaeger running or creeping up the red stairs last time, he was looking too high up the main stairs, whereas Kenny was like in the landing in between the 2 flights of stairs in the middle, right? So that's just like game sense and just proper execution. If you just have the right mindset, and if you don't make a mistake when you calculate your risk, you should be good. Because as far as face-to-face firefights are concerned, both teams can get kills here and there. Another double tap on that window. Valkyrie is also going to be roaming on the first floor. I mean, I didn't quote this, expressively, but there you have it. Of course, we're defending statues and trophy room again. That Eli is unlikely to stay up for too long. There's a Thatcher. Sledge can, of course, just hit it. So it is a temporary problem at best. It is going to eat up a bit of utility, but in the case of a sledgehammer, smashing down that thing, it should really be a minimal or negligible amount of utility being used up. So that's going to be Jaeger falling down. And it looks like we're already probing deep into OBJs pretty quickly. So at this point, I gotta say, the roamers kind of have to be a bit more impactful in the game, because Goldfish, at this point, he's roaming every single time, right? So the attackers know he's gonna try it. That Nitro Cell, yeah, poor intel on that part. A Pulse may not have made the same mistake. And the thing is, that's a valuable piece of utility right there, right? Losing a natural cell without, or just due to poor intel, poor droning, quote-unquote droning, is unfortunate. Goldfish is being actively fired upon. Was it Kenny? Was it Char? I don't know, but he's in full-blown survival mode now. The good news is he's distracting or pulling off a few attackers and a few resources off of the full-on assault that's currently happening on OBJ. So, I mean, as long as he can survive and maybe play for time, that's not an entirely bad thing. But Axis dying, or Axis getting a kill on Dr. Montagnizer here on OBJ, leaves us with Blood Merchant, only player on OBJ proper. Goldfish coming back up, but there seems to be some communication mistakes as he actively expects a threat to be an astronomy, which is just not the case. Leaving us with a 1v5 situation. It is not going to be a flawless round as Blood Merchant gets the first kill on Maddox, but he's still in for a rough time. And there you have it, Gibby for MishMash Gaming, winning round number 4. Yeah, that map right here looks like it's going to be a fairly short map if the your current trend continues, that's for sure. But like I said, I mean, Surf Esports have shown themselves as being capable of winning a round. They just have to be able to reproduce that past success once or twice, and then, hope might be coming back, basically. Also, on a side note, real quick, if you guys were interested in seeing a few other matches tonight, like I said at the very beginning of the stream, but, some of you may not have been there before the match even started, we are going to be having 2 community casters streaming other matches tonight. So, the one of them is Scorp, an up-and-coming French-Canadian streamer. He is going to be streaming the game between NTNS Gaming and 15% Bro. So those are 2 huge teams in Group A. And the other one was, let me just, and I can also create a command in the chat if you guys want to have the bots and dueling to those matches. Astral VFX on Twitch. He is going to be streaming the match between Thirsty Bastards Gaming and Broker Crew. Also, let me just take a look at map ban. So that was round number 4, played on trophy, won by MishMash by killing the enemy, and there you go. Okay, so rounds history is up to date. Our round number 5 is going to be once again here in statues and trophy. So it looks like Surf Esports will be clinging to that OBJ for as long as possible, because that seemingly is where they feel the most comfortable. But at that point, thing is, if you don't switch it up, massively, MishMash will just do the same thing over and over again, and they will be able to yield the same results round after round. That is, if Surf Esports can't adapt and can't innovate quickly, which so far does not exactly seem to be the case. Like, is there a sizable update in their playstyle? There's going to be a Mute, so that's, Intel denial, but he's been there from time to time. Blood Merchant being the resident anchor, and Sauberung, so Mr. Jaeger playing on Astronomy, and the 2 remaining operators are going to be roaming. This time around, there is going to be a pulse, so he could deny the plant, but the thing is, of course, right, doing the same thing round after round makes you predictable, and I'm not sure whose drone that was, but it looks like Kenny is absolutely expecting that. Plus, I gotta say, if he remains close by, well, Captain Duck could very well just have his sensor be fried by a factory EMP grenade, and that would basically render his positioning more or less useless. And that entry frag is going to be huge. It gets refragged immediately, but losing the Maestro plan denial operator this early into the round is a huge pick for MishMash. Dr. Monty is right here, so he can also try to deny a plant, and and Sabong is also going to cling on the objective as much as possible. But still, they're being pushed back slowly but surely, right? Jaeger already is no longer holding the OBJ itself. Captain Zuck underneath might try to stick a nitro cell to the ceiling because he still has it, hasn't used it up just yet. And it looks like Axis might be trying to get the diffuser planted pretty quickly, which would all in all be good news for Pulse, because of course he could try to deny that. Right here, somebody is not moving too much. That somebody is, oh, that's Axis. He is not going to get too much damage dealt to him because he's droning, right? Absolutely mobile. Probably didn't even know he was getting fired upon. So that is, yeah, interesting bit of information. But Axis is now planting the diffuser, and it looks like Captain Duck may try to deny that, or Goldfish actually did. But no, that's it. He did not realize that Kenny was there. Kenny likely to get a double kill. Goldfish, no, we'll get the refrag instead. So 3v3, diffuser has been planted. Gibby will never get caught by a nitro cell. That was the other nitro, so Goldfish has used up his piece of C4. Didn't manage to get any kind of results out of that. Dr. Monty and Goldfish falling down. So now Dr. Monty in 1v3 situation. This is a critical stance. He sees a diffuser, but of course can't get to it. And right there, flashed as he is, things aren't looking too good for him. He's out in the open, pre-firing. It looks like he did hit like he hit Axis early once, because I did see his life going down a little bit, but nothing too major, right? Yeah, there you go. He got hit like once in the knee or something, but that was not a life-threatening injury, unlike what Mute received in return. So at that point, a 4-1 split, and we're not even past the half-point mark. The gap between the two teams is widening by the round, by the moment, seemingly, and that is not going to be too encouraging if you're a Surf Esports supporter, because at some point, the deficit points-wise that they're going to have, it will just be too big for them to be able to reasonably mount a comeback at some point. And that, I think, is the most critical thing that you can think about at this point, because Surf Esports currently kind of have the easier side, right? Defending would be widely considered as somewhat easier than attacking. Some maps are better balanced than others. This one is somewhat defense-sided, not the best balanced map out there. So, especially considering that, Surf Esports, if they're not able to win their defenses, winning offenses, it would be very unlikely. Hex Siege, à quelle heure la game NTNS en ce moment sur la chaîne de Scorp, donc Scorp Twitch. J'imagine que tu le connais, parce que tout le monde connaît Scorp. Puis si tu le connais pas, fais-moi signe, je te crée une commande dans le bot qui va pouvoir te répondre avec le lien. So, round 6, MishMash against Surf, and that cursor on the screen was not necessary. Since they could not get a round victory on the other bomb site, they're going to be coming here in Aviation in Games Room. Captain Doc still roaming, but this is going to be a bit of an update because I don't see anybody else on the first floor with him. Oh, no, Goldfish is going to be there. There's a Claymore to cover the run out. So they're absolutely preparing to run out. But that would be ill-advised. Other than that, there's going to be Blood Merchant in the red stairs right here, and then you're going to have Ensabong on OBJ, and who's the last one? Dr. Montagonizer at the top of the main stairs. So what I got to say is that they're stretched pretty thin. Surf Esports kind of tried to hold on to as much of the building as possible, but by doing that, like, there's literally only one gun holding OBJ, and that is a risk to take, right? Kenny right here, Maddox, they're preparing a push. Is that Gibby? Oh, verticality could be dangerous. That was Pulse actually using up the nitro cell, not getting a kill in return, and now he's getting shot at through his own up. No, that could be a triple kill. No, it's outside. Oh, Shar is gonna fall down. Kenny could possibly try to revive him, but we're talking about a risk to be taken right there. Plus Maddox likely is gonna try to push in. So he knows that, right? And in the meantime, that gives the rest that they need to revive Shar. Holding to the angle like that, Captain Dog just playing into Maddox's hand. and that is going to prove fatal. Blood Merchant is not going to be the next one on the front lines. He also falls down in short order. That Banshee is going to get shut down, and right here, the Evil cameras could have been annoying. I mean, especially Char, who is pretty low on health, could actually be in mortal danger from those cameras. But Dr. Montagonizer has fallen back into study, so he was kind of watching on that flank, but of course, the Evil Eye has been destroyed by the camera, leaving us with Maestro as in a 1v5 situation yet again. Does Ace have yet another? Yeah, he does, but wasn't pretty tossed. No, he opened up that part of the room. Okay, and right here, he is getting shot at from every single angle possible. Kenny is going to be the last one getting the kill. But if it wasn't him, somebody else would have, right? It was a technicality at best. And there you have it, a 5-to-1 split for the half-point mark, for the role swap. Let's go with the replays, and I gotta say, at that point, it is not too encouraging if you are a Surf Esports fan, that's for sure. It was not a trophy room, but a games room, a MishMash victory. Thank you. Okay. And you know, out of curiosity, so it looks like this other match is going into round number 9, so they might be a bit, further into the match. Currently, it looks like NTNS are losing 2-6, so match point as far as the first map is concerned on Scorp's channel. And if I was to open up, not Firefox, but Discord to get like the link to the other stream. Once again, if you guys want a link to that, let me know and I'll create one within the bot. Astral is covering the match between Thirsty Bastards Gaming and Broker Crew. And it is a 2-6 so Thirsty Bastards are dominating VSG. So far, it looks like every single match of the night is fairly one-sided. Both are admittedly in their first
10 seconds left
game.
before insertion.
Oh, but actually, it looks like Astral is not using the map ban system. I gotta say, this is intriguing to me. This intrigues me. But with that being said, MishMash are now the ones defending, and yeah, let me just pause that because having another game rolling in parallel would be distracting to me. And oh, Maddox spawn killing. Yeah, and you know, then I'm like missing out on spawn kills. Maddox just running out with a spawn kill. That's gonna be Blood Merchant off the board. He would have been hard breach support, I guess, in the sense that Sabo, of course, is playing with Ace, and Ace can open up like reinforced walls. But if it's, for example, jammed, like it's the case right here, or was the case a few moments ago, see, looking at the drone, well then, Thatcher's still there, and if not, Blood Merchant would have opened up, tossed in a frag grenade, and would have done it this way. But for the time being, it is going to be a 4v5 situation. Surf Esports on their heels, right? They don't really have the initiative or the offensive right now. How exactly do they want to play it? It looks like we're rotating, and everybody is just going to have to try to figure a way to funnel in through the balconies. So I would guess we're looking at a very likely study push. I guess Gibby's going to turn around and he's going to be the first one to hold the line as far as MishMash's hold is going to be concerned. Axis right here, of course, using the cameras to destroy the drones and to, play on the intel denial role. Oh no, Dr. Montagonizer is going to be falling down. That is an unfortunate turn of events. But there you have it. The Evil Eye is going to be problematic. And over there, that could very well become a double kill. Maddox doesn't seem to know that somebody is down. Yeah, he doesn't realize because he was shooting right at it. I mean, he has good recoil control, right? The gun wasn't moving at all, but he wasn't even shooting at Thatcher, so tunnel vision, I guess. Doesn't have the ACOG. He was fairly far away, so I guess I can pardon him. But it was still a free kill that he failed to capitalize on. And right there, Axis is going to get disabled, or Axis's Evil Eye is going to get disabled, and that should enable, there you go. Oh, but the impact trick is also going to be proving fatal. There's one last Ace on a charge, but this one is a bit too low, except if they want to like crawling into OBJ, which I don't expect to see happening. So at this point, hard reaching would more or less be a failure. So 3v4 situation, and I gotta say it seems more like a 2v4 situation in the sense that Thatcher is always looking over his shoulder, so he cannot feel comfortable to commit to a push, and that's just diverting resources as far as Surf Esports' push is concerned. So right here, Gibby will be peeking, not exposing himself too much. 16 seconds on the clock. The attackers will have to funnel in. The shotgun will become dangerous, but the thing is, the Evil Eye still being up is a major problem. Heavy pre-fires. Looks like Gibby will be just committing to a triple kill. There you go. Shotgun at close range equals attacker. Well, potato. Attackers mashed potatoes. I don't know. I would know the expression in French, but I can't translate it in the heat of the moment in English right now. Attackers 2, I guess would make sense. Well, I guess I had Google Translate open for that German sounding word a few rounds ago. Might as well use it up again. This time from French to English.
Attackers have dropped the bomb.
Attacker mash, like.
15 seconds remaining.
So yeah, in French, like I'm translating puree for those of you who speak French into English, and it looks like it only translates to mashed potatoes. But if I want to have a mashed attacker, can you say that in English, or am I just like butchering the language? But hey, one way or another, this is now a match point situation. So Surf Esports are absolutely backs against the wall. Music came from holds. MishMash 1, thanks to killing the enemy. There we go. Thank you very much. And let's take a look. Let's take a look at possibly the last round. It feels like Surf Esports' morale has been shattered, and their performances are just dropping. Right? They're still trying their best, and I don't think they're flat out giving up. But you can sense that it's eating at them, and they may try to not let it affect them. Their performances are still slipping a little bit. As far as MishMash is concerned, of course, they're feeling very, very comfortable. I mean, Gibby peaking when he didn't have to in the last stages, in the late stages of the very last round. If you truly feel like the opponent could be a legitimate threat to you, you'll be playing for time. You'll be exposing yourself when you don't have to as a defender. When the timer has reached a critical point. Maddox, yet again trying to spawn peek. This time around, nobody is going to bite though. But it's not because Surf Esports didn't spawn on the right side, so Captain Duck would be in a good position to deny another run out, but of course that is just not going to happen. New timer is being placed, well, later, in the late stages of the preparation phase, or after the end of the prep phase, though that's not going to matter too much. I mean, Ace wasn't exactly rushing. Ace isn't even on this team's composition, so I guess Hibana isn't going to be rushing. Still, we're talking hypotheticals, right? There is somebody right here. That's Kenny. Kenny preparing a nitro cell, but of course not tossing it. But Captain Duck knows he's on a very, very small margin right here. He actively expects somebody to be there, which is just no longer the case, right? Goldfish right here taking some damage, but getting the kill in return. Nicely done. And let's just stop the recording because I had that overlay on the bottom of the screen. I didn't like it. Goldfish is low on health, but he's still up, unlike Kenny. And it's the first time in a few rounds that Surf Esports actually do have the upper hand. Maddox seems to be expecting Blood Merchant to be there. And admittedly, you know, Blood is right here. But Maddox didn't quite peek in the right way to get the kill. Captain Duck is going to fall down, but I'm not exactly sure to whom. But yeah, that's going to be back to a 4v4 situation. Both teams having a player that is extremely low on health. Goldfish on the one side, Char on the other. So I gotta say, as far as Rainbow Six goes, this is a fairly symmetrical situation. Of course, Rainbow Six is an inherently asymmetrical game. But right here, Maddox peeking. He's going to get some damage dealt to him through the wall bangs. But that was nothing too major. Still, there was Blood Merchant, I want to say, and there's a drone that sees him. They're trying to ping him, but it's just not going to pan out. It looks like Maddox doesn't know he's identified, though, and oh, peeking without looking in the right direction is going to be fatal. So at that point, I guess Surf are going to have to work on their communication skills, as the drone saw exactly where Maddox was, but it looks like they were unable to like properly communicate that. And Impact Trick has been able to disable those Hibana X Kairos, but that was like the second impact made. Though Axis used up one, Char used up one, so there's still like 2 impacts to go off of, and it looks like Char's gonna be using it up right there as soon as they start smoking. Oh, yeah, that's not gonna do too much. But oh, Dr. Montagnizer is like pushing in. And they're both in the bathroom actually. Right here, he's gonna fall down, leaving us with Hibana, who's gonna have to try to get a refrag. That works. 14 bullets in the bag. That, of course, doesn't pan out too great for them. MishMash Gaming, thus winning round number 8. And that's gonna be the end of the first map. Of course, players are saying good half GH in chat. Fairly one-sided. The best I can hope for is that MishMash Gaming, or rather, Surf Esports, are gonna be able to yield better results on their second map. So, for their sake, let's just hope that this current trend is going to stop with the end of the first map. But, since I have to remain neutral as organizer, caster, referee, all that good stuff, I also have to wish to MishMash Gaming in equal parts that this current trend continues in the next map. So, basically, I'm talking to more or less say absolutely nothing. So, let's take a look at the replays for the very last round. This is a trophy MishMash hold. There we go. Updates and like this. Oh yeah. Pivoton saying this blood case kind of. Guys, please remain respectful though. I mean, they did commit a few mistakes. I mean, Surf Esports got beaten pretty badly, so you could hardly argue that their performances were good. But I mean, instead of saying they're bad, maybe say they're making a lot of mistakes, or it's not their night, or they could do better, or try to be like uplifting. I don't know. I'm just trying to say, be nice to each other. Hey, but that's been it for the first half. Let's see. Did you guys want to have like a 5 minutes break, or are you ready to go again? Like just right now. It is going to be a Oregon map. There we go. We're fine out of the way. All right, well then I guess it's up to MishMash. Kenny and, well, I'm talking to Kenny since you're basically leading the team. Do you want a 5 minutes break?
5 minutes? Yeah, that's fine.
Perfect. All right, so we'll start around, well, 9 p.m.
Sounds good.
Perfect. So, blue team is still going to be MishMash are the first one to attack though, so I would just like to swap that in the overlay. Thank you very much. Type it in. What's the stream? ttv.com ttv/DA League. A link on our Discord, Twitter. There we go. Blood is blind. Hi Zach. Pivoton just, you know, keeping the pressure on, but for some reason it looks like the poll has just disappeared, and I find this odd as the poll was up and we've had 4 votes, all voting, you know, unanimously for MishMash Gaming. So why has this been like reset or something? I gotta say, I still don't entirely get. I guess it's resetting the poll because we're entering into another map. Let me check if I do this. I don't know. Could hardly tell. But hey, so I guess we can do that. And yeah, I'm just gonna be trying to explain the previous map for 5 minutes to try to, you know, keep you guys entertained. MishMash Gaming and the other team is of course going to be Surf Esports. There we go. So Surf's defense, we hardly saw them attacking, right? We saw them for 2 rounds. So I'm really going to be focusing on their defense. They were spread really thin, right? We had like one anchor. When we're talking, for example, about games room and aviation, one anchor that was Maestro, smoke in the main stairs. Somebody, was it Captain Duck? I want to say Malusi in the red stairs with the nitro cell, and then 2 roamers. Like I said, spread extremely thin, and that is good in and of itself. I mean, map control is not to be underestimated if you can cut off rotations or isolate your opponents, that kind of stuff. But they weren't using, you know, the fact that they had players basically everywhere to outflank and outwit their opponents. They were, except for the roamers on the first floor, basically staying static, right? Once again, I'm gonna suppose it was Captain Doc. My short-term memory might be off there, but Captain Doc staying on the red stairs until he died. That was the hill he decided to die on. Dr. Montagonizer was a bit more mobile. He did get back on site into the late stages of the round, but he was still not actively using his mobility to its greatest potential and preferred to stay alive. So I guess that's fine as well. But the idea is they made themselves fairly easy for MishMash to pick off, first and foremost. Second of all, since they're not mobile or not too much mobile, Surf Esports didn't exactly try to refrag each other, right? For example, if Goldfish died on the red stairs, nobody was, for example, trying to walk up Astronomy. It never happened, actually. And I guess I can't talk too much about Dr. Montagonizer's case since they hardly ever pushed, MishMash Gaming hardly ever pushed the main stairs, so or study for what it's worth. But then it led to having Blood Merchant with the Maestro last one alive in a 1v4, 1v5 situation. He never could pull those off, right? All right, so I see you're ready. Surf are also ready as I can see. If you did stop your mouse recording, now might be a good time to fire it back up. And with that being said, Oregon, MishMash attacking first. Good luck, have fun, and may the best team win. And let's just jump right into the second map. And once again, if the previous rate was to, stay true, this would fairly likely be the last map of the night, which would make for a surprisingly short stream, to be honest. But hey, anything can still happen. Let's talk about operator bans. Surf Esports, defending first, the kind of operator you want to ban, well, still banning Ashe is odd. Since, like I said, utility-wise, she doesn't bring too much to the table. And entry fraggers might love Ashe and might love to main Ashe, but there's still plenty of other operators you can fall back on if she's not there. I mean, for example, IQ or Zofia do have a fairly similar play style. Thatcher is going to be up next. I mean, he's a hard-reaching support. Absolutely makes sense. And of course, since Surf Esports didn't ban a hard-reaching operator, if Thatcher's not there, well, then you can still have, for example, Maverick, who can open up reinforced walls, use the frag grenade to then destroy a bandit battery or that kind of stuff. Gibby saying help. Womai is going to get banned. So far, it looks like we're going to be having the exact same operator bans as for the very first map. Surf Esports just have to ban Echo to have a sense of deja vu, and then the rest is going to be set in stone. But are they going to ban Echo? No, it's going to be Mira, and I cannot say that I disagree. Or in other words, it's in my mind a fairly decent pick. Let me explain. Mira is really map dependent. Like, her gadget is only as good as the line of sight you are to create if you were to poke a hole in any given wall. And, Mira basically creates a one-way hole that you can then use to get a few kills this way. So, if the angle you're watching isn't worth much, well, then the Mira window itself isn't worth too much. And this map in particular does have a few instances of angles where you may want... It has multiple instances where you can hold a really, really good angle with a mirror window, which is why she's going to be taken off the board. We have 3 more seconds before the beginning of the round happens. So let me just show you real quick. Why am I seeing... Welp. So I was going to comment on like the other matches, but it looks like I have to go through another ad before we can see those. So let's wait a few minutes and then we can really quickly, have a look at the other matches that are underway at this very point in time. So Scorp would be between 2 matches because he's on his desktop. Oh no, okay, so 15% Bro were in a 6 to 2 point lead before, but it looks like Antanas is coming back. Let me just don't need to update to put this in full screen. And right here, Thirsty Bastards very likely won the first map, or they actually did win the first map, and this is the first round of the second map. So they're basically at the same point as we are, and it looks like TBG are going off. Laugh just got a double kill. But that is another match, and we are interested on this one between Surf Esports and MishMash Gaming. So let's take a look. Dr. Montagonizer with the extended hold, but a deployable shield to ADS devices. Fairly standard stuff. The drone's coming in. It is very likely to get shut down.
bomb diffuser.
No, it actually didn't. In your third-person view, there's going to be Goldfish right here, so he's going to be holding the cross angle. Dr. Montagonizer very early on using... Is he going to fall? He dies! Oh, no, the timing has been somewhat poor. Well, I do have to say, like, the smoke canister being tossed, it was an unfortunate choice. But right there, there's going to be Ace falling down. Also, like, quick little tidbit, diffuser is right there. Not that the attackers lost it or anything, but hey, somebody is going to have to loop around to get it back. Captain Duck is getting shot at, nothing too major, but still, a flurry of kills has happened extremely early into the round, and it's already a 2v4 situation with only 1 minute played on the clock. MishMash Gaming were extremely aggressive with that round, and so far, it's paying off. Anything is still possible, like Blood Merchant could get a double or maybe even a triple kill in short order. The Alda, the 80 bullet mag, right, is not going to be forgiving if you walk into that line of fire at the wrong time. Captain Doc working on a flank, the kind of which we have never seen coming off of Surf Esports for the first map, and he's going at it slowly but surely. Though Kenny seems to be expecting that, and there you go, he gets the kill. Blood Merchant, last player alive, is going to try to deny the plant, but that is unlikely to happen. And right there, he is also throwing at Twitch, but Kenny also just ducked behind cover right at the perfect moment. So the time pressure has been inverted. Now MishMash Gaming are, you know, feeling comfortable. I gotta say, 1v4 situation, I hardly see how Blood Merchant could isolate every single last one of them. That peek could actually work. It is going to work. Is he out of bullets? Like, pulling out the bailiff is odd. Didn't he reload? That grenade is going to force a rotation, and Axis is going to capitalize on that. Kenny is asking for a rehost. All right. I don't see why you want one. Like, nobody has... Oh, gotcha. That explains everything. Leave and we'll be rehosting. Okay. But before we do that, or while we do this actually, let's prepare the replays. So here are the replays. It was an aggressive opening. Dr. Montagonizer failing and reinforcing those, well, this wall singular, should I say, was a major turning point for the attack, right? As it gave MishMash Gaming another flank to work on, or actually more accurately, another line of sight to cut off any kinds of rotations, which then allowed the diffuser to get planted with better security in mind, if I can present it that way. Blood Merchant not having reloaded the Alda was a bit of a problem. But at the end of the day, really, the grenade would probably not have killed him. He saw the indicator on his screen, he panicked, and that happens. But yeah, MishMash Gaming are extremely comfortable as far as this first map is concerned, or this first round is concerned, as you can tell. And that is likely to go a long way, as you know, the psychological impact of winning rounds, seemingly without breaking a sweat, is not to be underestimated. Oh, that's the wrong button. Let's jump into that POV instead. And let's reinvite Dr. Montagonizer. There you go. Match options. So it was a Oregon hold. Our band operators were, and I quote, Thatcher, Mara, Ash, and Wamai. There you go. The blue team, of course, is MishMash Gaming. I can just remove MishMash since there's only going to be the 3 dots at the end because we're exceeding the characters limit anyways. And the other one could be Surf Esports. Okay. The first round has been played in Laundry, won by MishMash by killing the enemy. Updated here and added here as well. So it was a Laundry hold. Blue team, the attackers... won, and that's it. So they're here, and let's also invite Kenny, and we're gonna be good to go. So to you guys in chat, so far, do you still expect MishMash to win, or do you think Surf Esports are gonna be able to produce a not exactly a miracle? If I was to present it this way, it would sound biased. But they're definitely going to have to break the current trend pretty quickly and pretty dramatically if they want to get this map going into their favor, which I gotta say seems somewhat unlikely. But hey, I want to know what you guys think. Do you guys think MishMash have a certain victory at this point, and you know, just winning the points and winning the kills are I want to say a formality, or is the outcome still uncertain? And
When there
Mismatch
was
still have to work on that.
the maestro, freaking, it sounded like it was on pillar, so I'm just doing 360s around pillar. I was scared.
Gotcha.
That's fine.
I mean,
You
that's
can kinda
why
see it in the stream.
that's what the rehost is for, right?
Yeah, I was so scared. I heard the all the like 5 feet away from me. Thought my life
Gotcha.
was over.
Yeah, I'm rooting for Surf Esports, mainly because if I don't, and Sabung will yell at me, I said what I said. About rooting. Let's just present it in French. All right, well, you know the drill. Good luck, have fun. If you stop the mosses now, might be a good time to restart them. And with that being said, resuming 1-0 for MishMash Gaming. Good luck, guys. Let's jump right into it. Have fun, and I don't know what kind of characters this was, but Gibby saying dress for Y3L46XSWX XWA. Yeah, Abuz. Well, I guess Abuz is going to be rooting for Surf Esports since he's on the Surf Esports Academy roster. But he says, I know MishMash are going to win. Well, we never know for sure, right? MishMash do seem to have a really good shot at winning. But that does not actually guarantee the outcome now, does it? It only highly encourages it. By splitting hairs, I know. So, round number 2, laundry room, supply room is going to be the selected side. So of course it didn't work, so let's try it again. The composition is going to be updated or isn't going to be exactly the same. I gotta say, like if we look at this real quick, Echo will be present, Blood Merchant not playing with Maestro this time around, still plant denial, I get that. Dr. Montagonizer with the smoke is likely to once again play with the extended hold. That opening has already been created, by the way. But Captain Duck, and I don't remember who he was playing before, but this time he's going to be using Motzi. Motzi can, of course, be a good roamer. The gun is pretty good, actually. It got balanced by, you know, shrinking the mag size. That means, like, the rate of fire, damage, recoil, accuracy is pretty good. And I gotta say, this makes for a really good gun because at a higher play level, you're not gonna miss your shots. So having a lower, you know, a smaller magazine size is not exactly going to matter too much, which is why, assuming that Captain Duck has a skill level that will prevent him from missing too many shots, this could be an extremely good gun in his hands. But anything still has to happen, as this is just the beginning of the round. Dr. Montagonizer will try the exact same thing as before, but it looks like he's tossing the smoke grenade a bit too far out. Like, look at this right here. Kenny is just funneling in, and he isn't even going to be breathing the toxic smoke. So this is, I think, the mistake he's making. And Dr. Montagonizer is like already out of smoke canisters, and it's only been like 30 seconds. He was spot on, but apparently didn't exactly hit, I want to say it was Maddox's silhouette. So Ace, of course, already is going to be working on opening up this wall right here. Oh, it's jammed, actually. And Dr. Montagonizer is going to be forced back, but of course, reinforcing would be a suicide mission. Still attempts it, and he's going to pay the price for that. So Kenny now is holding a really good angle. Looks like Blood Merchant is interested in peeking the angle, but that would be also a great risk to take. So for the time being, Kenny is going to be holding the angle. You know, statically, just cutting off the rotation is the name of the game, right? Blood Merchant, though he still tried it, or he still tried something, he lost some health in doing so. Captain Duck also getting forced back. And now if you look at Kenny's situation, from Kenny's perspective, three defenders are on his left and only the one on the right. So, you know, basically, to put it this way, Goldfish was isolated, he's gonna fall, and now the cross angle could be really strong if you want to protect a plant, a hypothetical plant. But Captain Duck running to get the flank, running at the wrong time is fatal. Blood Merchant, last player alive in a 1v5 situation, and that was going to be a flawless round, though not exactly an ace. The interesting thing is, since we just did a rehost, the scoreboard was, well, reset, right? It got reset. So if you look at this, Kenny got 3 kills that round, you know, by virtue of him holding onto the far end of bunker. That cross angle is just too strong. Axis and Char both getting 1. and right here it was just a disaster as far as Surf Esports' performances were concerned. Don't go to cafe, my friend always crashes there. Oh. Yeah, so Bishop saying Surf Esports are the best players in the world, and if you don't think so, I will fight you. Well, Bishop, I will say MishMash Gaming are currently in a contest to prove that wrong, and they're not fighting you, but Surf Esports themselves. So I guess that's the point of the competition. But was it which roster? I was still asking which roster, and Bishop going LMAO. But yeah, Iceman, at this point, if you're saying don't go to cafe, you're playing with fire, because since MishMash won the first map, if we don't go to cafe, that implies that MishMash are winning this map right here in a 2-0 fashion, which would, of course, imply the untimely demise of Surf Esports. Okay. But, hey, did I not hit the button? Thank you very much. With Captain Doug, no pizza man? Why Captain Doug, no pizza man? Oh, did you like... Mozzie wasn't playing with the pizza skin, I guess is what you're referring to. Hey, that cursor on the screen is always annoying. How are you, Champ Buzz? When do I get to see you on the main stage? Going great. What about you? Well, I gotta say, whenever COVID disappears, Buzz might very well play in a LAN which we'll then host, and then we could give him some like IRL screen time. That'd be awesome. And you gave me a heart attack last time we played. We had you on the projector. Oh no! Oh no! I don't know when we play. Well, Buzz, you can schedule this with the opposing team just about right now. And I gotta say, if you were to do that, that'd be amazing, since I could then announce like the time of the next stream at the end of this matchup, basically. But Ensemble right here did get the first pick on Kenny, so I always do say this when it happens, but it's the first time in a long time that Surf had the upper hand, and that upper hand is now gone. Maddox getting a kill, but also he did inflict some damage on Montagonizer. Char is going to actually capitalize on that, and of course at this point MishMash once again do have the upper hand. Though Char is going to be choking on that poison gas, it would be really unfortunate if he was to die this way, so please don't. But Dr. Monty could actually get a kill with that. Once again, Char being low on health as he is, anything is a mortal danger for him at this point, right? Even the UI cameras. Blood Merchant is dead, so that's like a hypothetical, but it just illustrates how low he is. Right there, though, that hook was somewhat sloppy. Dr. Monty in a 1v4 situation is gonna have to deny a plant or to do something, and none of those to-do things on those items on the to-do list are actually gonna come to pass. So Gibby just gets the kill, and that's gonna be yet another round for MishMash Gaming. 3-0. So far, I gotta say the confidence does not seem to be building up for Surf Esports, which is unfortunate because, once again, referring to the very first round of the first map, their performances were on par with what MishMash had to offer. So seeing them, you know, slip up like that and unable to get it back is somewhat unfortunate. But it went map 3, so why did they give you a heart attack? Was it close against Arson Esports? I don't know who, but it went to map 3. We were versing MishMash after being destroyed. Oh yeah, against Arson Esports. In our last round, this is about finding something. Alright. Some belief for the boys. Oh yes. Everybody needs to have supporters and fans and, well, emotional support always does feel good, doesn't it? Because at this point, I mean, spectators can only provide emotional support, can they now? So, round number 4, it doesn't feel like it because the rounds are going by so fast, which is a testament to how good MishMash are doing right now. But it still feels like we're in the early stages of the game, and it's already round number 4, so it doesn't feel like it, but the half-point mark on the roll swap is approaching fast. I didn't even know you could put an evil eye there. So there's going to be also a Cade. The interesting piece of tidbits is simply that, of course, that Cade Electric Lot is not going to get destroyed by Kenny's impact nade to the ceiling, but of course then the impact nade is going to create an opening, which then Kenny can use to destroy the Kid Electrical pretty easily. Goldfish is roaming there, but Maddox is likely to spot him out. No, he didn't. Okay. And yeah, so if Kenny isn't cautious enough, it could actually be the end of him. Goldfish holding the angle, being patient. That cam's gonna get shut down. And yes, he truly did not realize. Kenny didn't realize that Goldfish is there, but Goldfish also realized or failed to realize that Kenny is already in classroom. So of course that impact nade is gonna make some noise. He is gonna know. We're still looking for the Electro Club. Of course, right now he should get it destroyed pretty quickly. Goldfish still not committing to anything, and it is just another failure. Oh my gosh, Goldfish, golden opportunities. Kenny was looking at the ceiling. He was as powerless as a guy with a gun is ever gonna be. Or as defenseless, should I say, as a guy with a gun is ever gonna be. He ends up getting the kill, but, you know, too little too late. The Electric Claw has been destroyed. Is it Maddox has, yeah, the opening has already been created. And Sawbone right here holding a tight angle. Goldfish is likely to try to come back up. So Maddox here is admittedly caught between two cross angles, so he's in a precarious situation. But it's still not as dramatic as, I mean, you'd want it to be, right? So, Shah right here trying something with a frag grenade. Captain Doug's gonna have to fall back, but it's temporary at best, right? And here Maddox still, you know, working on the one-man flank, not dying, but not making great progress either. On the other side, Captain Doug's gonna get killed on Axis, sorry. And that leaves us with Gibby holding the repel line right here. Maddox committing to a push. He gets one, looking for another one. Gibby getting a kill in rapid succession as well. That's just a flurry of kills happening in the kill feed. 3v3 situation. That grenade could actually get a kill on Blood Merchant. And oh, he's gonna fall down. Imagine if he fell through the hatch. That would have made a revive pretty difficult. Maddox is gonna fall down, so that flank or that arm to the push is gonna get shut down. But Shah repelling in, double kill, rapid succession. Goldfish in a 1v2 situation is gonna have to deny a plant, but no, he's not gonna get a kill right there. Gibby is extremely low on health, but he's planting the diffuser. He's not exposing himself, and the quick peek is just not gonna connect to anything. To the right, Gibby was there, and Goldfish didn't realize that. Was that an ace for Gibby? No, it wasn't. Because the enhanced kill feed did say something, but I believe it proclaimed that he just got the diffuser planted, which is, of course, to be expected. So, let's go with the replays. I also have gotten a notification on Discord. Yep. Yeah, so it's a player from another game saying, hey, we're gonna want the MOS file of this certain player. Please remind it to me later tonight, as I'm in the middle of a game myself. ELF right now. Okay. Yeah, so this was a top ult to dorms for MishMash, enemies killed, all that good stuff. 4-0. That is not going to be too encouraging if you're a Surf Esports fan. Like always, Surf Esports are capable of getting a kill or two, right? It ended up as a 2v1 situation. Not exactly, you know, 1-2 down to the wire, but still fairly balanced. The overarching problem, however, is that Surf Esports are making a few basic mistakes, but as soon as they correct that, I mean, I absolutely do expect them to be able to up their performances by a big margin. But until that happens, their gun skills is basically the only thing they got going for them. And it works, but, you know, gun skill alone is not reliable enough to you know, force a victory outright every single time. Goldfish, right here, in the back stairs, could possibly be a pretty interesting threat. But right here, the drone saw him, so he's gonna have to rotate out. And Maddox getting a kill on Ensemble. Was he really prone right there? Oh, that is unfortunate. How unfortunate of him. So, Kenny is currently running after Goldfish. Goldfish no longer down there. Oh, if Goldfish goes down after Kenny, he's not gonna expect somebody to walk down right behind him. But still, Kenny, as far as a roaming game or roaming playstyle is concerned, his game sense is not exactly always there. Kenny seems to be expecting Goldfish to be there, but Goldfish really doesn't react or act as if there's a threat, an active threat on him. So, I mean, you could say that both players had a somewhat lacking game sense, but at this point right here, Goldfish is really in a tough situation. He is likely to get pushed by Kenny. And, you know, a few players on OBJ have already died, right? So Blood Merchant and Dr. Montagonizer are the only ones holding on OBJ proper. Goldfish turns around, but Kenny's no longer there. So, you know, I would, at this point, suggest Goldfish plays with a pulse, because at that point, he could just flat out know through the wall who's where. Blood Merchant, though he held a really interesting angle, it is just not gonna work when you're getting outflanked. So Dr. Monty, last player alive, SMG11, is unlikely to get an ace that way. But still, he tries. Maddox is gonna tickle Dr. Montagonizer's brain and put an end to the round. The scores are now 5-0. And that's the problem, right? I mean, coming back from a 1 or 2 rounds deficit is still possible, but a 5 rounds deficit, we're talking about a big accomplishment that is required from Surf Esports, and one which they have not shown that they have it in them to win that kind of, you know, problematic situation. So that may not be the easiest thing ever for them right there. So, hey, there you have it. I'll send you our analyst and I'll help him with that. And Buzz saying Smoke should leave him die and wait to refrag. Unfortunately, with the 3 minutes delay, I'm not exactly sure which specific gunfight you're referring to, so I could hardly react or agree with you on that front, that kind of stuff. So, yes, absolutely, is what I would say. Last round before the role swap. Surf Esports are going to try to defend the basement again. That didn't work out too well for them before. And if I was to try to, you know, use my short-term memory, was a round ever, you know, close or tied on the basement? I don't believe it ever was. You know, as far as, you know, close calls are concerned, I believe Surf Esports did have better performances in the upper floor. But I totally get why they're not going to be going at the top floor again if it doesn't work. You know, butting your head against a wall and hoping the wall gives in first. It's just not a sound solution, which is basic what was happening, right? It doesn't work. Try again, try again, try again, try again, and eventually you run out of attempts because the enemy team has 6 points, and MishMash having 5 points. That match point situation could happen basically in a blink of an eye, right? Kenny will be pushing in this time. Dr. Montagonizer has managed to reinforce the wall. Maddox getting a nice kill. And I gotta say, however, the one thing I do want to point out is putting up this wall is a first as far as Surf Esports are concerned. So look at it this way. It might be pretty encouraging for them. Gibby will, of course, just toss in a frag grenade, which is going to destroy the battery. There you go. Oh, no, it's going to... Oh, even though it bounces, it is still going to get the thing destroyed. And now Gibby is working on the walls. They're going to get destroyed in a matter of moments. So Maddox is likely to try to get the diffuser planted pretty quickly. Though he does have the diffuser, he's not exactly rushing on the first opportunity to you know, set foot on OBJ. That drone is going to be a bit of a problem. Gets shut down immediately. Smoke being popped. Right here, Blood Merchant will try to deny the plant with the drone. Playing for time a little bit. Oh no, it got destroyed. Oh, because that was kind of like the ace up their sleeve, but no, Char's gonna get the kill. Blood Merchant, Captain Doc, last player alive, gets one, gets two. Still, 1v3 situation. He's been a soft wall. The wall bangs are just not gonna connect, but to the left, he gets another one. Triple kill. Now has just 2 more to go. This is looking very doable now, but he's low on health, right? And he's been chipped away round after or firefight after firefight. Axis is gonna put an end to the tyranny, but still, it was as good an attempt as a comeback as we've ever seen. Congratulations and better luck next time. I think those replays are going to be noteworthy. Let's take a look real quick. Yeah, Captain Doc here. Dude, trying his absolute best. Right here. They did line up, but it was still 2 headshots, so you know, you just gotta be shooting at head level and it works. Right there, Sledge inflicting a lot of damage. Wasn't a headshot, wasn't as swift of a kill. Still works. And then Captain Doc is gonna fall to Axis's fire. Pre-fires, of course, do tend to win the day. And at the end of the day, Captain Doc was really stuck in a corner. He was literally in a closet. And, you know, extremely close quarter, movements limited as much as can be, right? Behind a soft wall, could have been wall banged if it wasn't for, you know, a pre-fire, or just, you know, tossing a frag grenade at the one and only entrance to that room, and he was virtually stuck there, you know. But hey,
Attackers are activating the bomb.
that is it for the first half of the map on paper. But something tells me that that we've passed the half-point mark. You know, before some team, some mysterious unknown team gets to 7 points. It is the role swap, but not exactly half-point mark in that instance, if I can present it that way. Zugumafu, how are you doing? And I was jumping on the opportunity to say, Zug, I hate you. I know you guys, I know you're trolling, but still do try to be cautious because, you know, sarcasm can hardly be detected in a written medium, right? So, this is why it's not exactly easy for me to know that you're trolling, Zug, except if I, you know, that was if I didn't know you, if I can present it this way. Since MishMash are winning by a big lead, by a big margin, I guess I can allow myself to criticize them on 1 or 2 points. For example, right here, Barbed Wire and the Banshee, there's a bit of gadget overlap, right? They do the same thing in a different fashion, which is why maybe moving the Barbed Wire or the Banshee elsewhere could have been useful. To, I don't know, for example, Barbed Wire right there, and the White Stairs in the rear stage with another Banshee. They're also overlapping the Barbed Wire and the Banshee in the rear stage. Axis is saying that he's lagging. That is unfortunate. And let's take a look at Surf Esports' push. So, is that one ban? Yeah, I didn't ban him today. To be honest, I do believe he was on ban. He was good. But I didn't check like with 100% certainty. Though I do recall that they mentioned him being patched in a patch note. I didn't mention him being like played in a pro league match. Kenny's gonna get the first kill, so he is not roaming. He's coming from above actually, but there was a player roaming, wasn't there? That angle could be dangerous, and it is going to work. Captain Doc is going to pop Kenny's head like a grape. Maddox, though, is the resident roamer, and as soon as he gets back up, he could be an absolute terror. Char losing a bit of health. Don't know where that exactly came from, but still, I want to keep an eye on Maddox, because as soon as Surf Esports commit to walking up the White Stairs, Maddox can quite easily walk back up behind them. There's going to be Captain Duck right there. Captain Duck seems to be expecting him. The pre-fires are actually going to work pretty well. Maddox losing more health and he's inflicting damage. But that second peek was sloppy at best. Blood Merchant, though, I mean, he is playing Nomad. He could very easily lock Maddox, you know, in the staircase by just using one of the air jabs. But that somehow, or for some reason, is just not going to be the case. Oh, and that was poorly tossed. How unfortunate, but there you go. The other one is likely to destroy the deployable shield. Oh, that quickly from Gibby. And are we talking about a Vulcan shield? Yes, so there's a bit of fire for the time being. His movements are going to be slightly limited. And that grenade could also be a compounding effect, but no, it's just not going to be the case here. Peeking aggressively. Oh, but since Maddox is no longer roaming, Blood Merchant, yeah, that's the thing, right? If you stay there too long, it makes noise and it gives more time to the defenders to realize that the Banshee went off. So, Dr. Montagonizer and Insalbum are working on the big window. Blood Merchant, yeah, somebody seems like I'm having one as well, is working on the White Stairs. White Stairs, Maddox is holding that very angle. Gibby just got the kill on Dr. Montagonizer, so yeah, it is a no-win situation right here. Blood Merchant is going to have to pull off a 1v4 with only 7 seconds to go. This looks unlikely. He's going to get 1, but not 2. And there you have it. MishMash Gaming are going to be the uncontested winners of tonight's matchup, tonight's best of 3. There you go. Zug saying, yeah, but don't forget have the sword. Yep, you are going to be a moderator tonight. Yeah, sure. I guess we can export that to CSV. And there you have the results. Of course, there was a rehost, some Maddox, and a few kills aren't shown, but that was only for the one round, so not a major, gap in the data here being missing. So to the players, guys, real quick, just please don't forget to hand in the MOS files before you go. And with that being said, GG's to both teams. You did your best. MishMash Gaming. So Kenny, do you guys want to conduct an interview tonight as a winner's privilege?
Yeah, we can do that. Yes.
Awesome. So please just call me on Gilded, and we'll get it going.
Sounds good.
Let's just prepare the replays. And there we go. Yeah, so of course there is our Twitter feed, our Twitter page where everything gets announced. DA League off. If not, there's also there's also the Twitch stream, and everything should be also visible on Gilded. If you want me to send you any link, just DM me on Gilded, and I'll send you the specific link there. There we go. I hope that helps out. I have a awesome, thank you. So yeah, let's update this and come here. Yeah, MishMash Gaming being tagged as the uncontested winners. Being messaged here. Oh, and I'm being called. That is perfect. Hello, Kenny. Am I here? I am here. Hello, Kenny. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I am doing good as well. Though I do assume that you guys have more reasons to be feeling awesome since you guys just won. Give me half a second. They are asking me for a Mediafire link. https://www.mediafire.com. Is that going to work? Oh, there's a space between the H and the TTPS, so that is not going to work. Let me just... Sorry about that. It looks like they're too used to uploading MOS files, which happens.
It's gonna start somewhere.
Yeah, it was the first time I actually streamed them, so of course there's gonna be a first to everything, right?
That's correct.
And he is typing up a message. I'll just let him finish. This way I can respond to him if need be, and then just upload it there. Yes, yes. So you upload. Sorry about that, Kenny, to keep you waiting, right?
No
Upload to Mediafire and then copy and paste the share link to the Gilded match chat. Awesome. Okay, so I think that is explicit enough. I guess I'm gonna have to make a quick little say YouTube tutorial and then just use that link to show people how it works. So you guys won with a fairly decisive fashion, right? 7-1 the first map, 7-0 the second map. So let's be mean for half a second and focus on the one round you lost, the very first round. Considering that you were able to win every single round and that nothing ever came down to a 1v1 down to the wire, right? How did you lose the first one?
In a lot of comp games, the first round or two or maybe 3 rounds is kind of like a feel out, like you feel the other team. They didn't play how we kind of expected them to. They did run the pulse heavy nitro, but they also flanked a lot. They were playing some weird. They got a C4 kill on our planter right before the plant start, right when it was about to be finished. Kind of, from there it's tough to retake control. But after that it was kind of like all right, we know how they're gonna play. We weren't. And
so something that I did realize when they were defending, because Surf Esports ended up playing most of the map defending, right, or matches defending, was that their defenses were fairly redundant, or they always did the same thing, right? Roaming in the same spots with the same operators and the same playstyle. So I suppose you guys were also able to capitalize on that pretty quickly because you did realize that they did the same thing and you reacted accordingly. Am I right?
Yeah, that's correct. Siege is such an adaptive game in comp, so you have to be able to change things up, holds and play styles, even mid game. after that first round, we knew exactly how they're going to play the rest of the game.
I see what you mean. And finally, like if I was to turn this around, which might maybe be a tiny little bit against your own self-interests, so just bear with me for half a second. If you were to try to give them a piece of advice for their upcoming games, what would you tell them to try to help them out? If you want to respond to that in the first place, of course, right?
Definitely, yeah. I'm more than happy to help anybody. I would say, first off, make sure it's a small league, and this league does a really good job at getting getting videos out from the other teams when they play. I think they were the only team that hasn't been streamed yet, so the odds to how other teams play, because most of the teams in this league every time they brought us to Villa, and if they had watched VOD, I've seen that we 7-0'd or not 15% fans. We 7-0'd them on Villa, so we were kind of surprised they took us there. And then second thing is try and adapt, because most teams are going to attack the same way when they're defending. They need to figure out how to get picks to counter those attacks, whether that's changing aggressiveness to you have to have like a mix for it. Let them get comfortable. Then
I don't know if you're talking right now, but I can't hear you. Maybe you're cutting off.
What you couldn't hear any of what I just said?
No, like just for the last 5 seconds. Like you always take a time to breathe between two sentences, but that pause ended up being too long, which is when I picked up on the fact that I don't know if it's like the threshold or something. I do believe you just got closer to your mic.
Okay, yeah, I did. I was just saying, make sure that you change up the aggressiveness to the conservative play style, so teams can't get comfortable when they're attacking, because once they get comfortable, then it just turns into attacking, because they can kind of predict where.
Yeah, I get what you mean. So with that being said, I'm not going to take up any more of your time. Thank you very much for being here, for playing, and for, of course, giving us this interview. Best of luck with your next matches. And for what it's worth, if you guys want to strat or counter or scout out your opponents mid or in real time, there were actually 3 streams going on tonight, so I did not expect that
games.
at all. Yeah,
they're all great games.
Yeah, the 15% and TNS. Every other stream is in French though. But yeah, this was unexpected to have like 3 or 2, actually, I say, community casters just jumping up here, which is always nice, because of course people do like to be streamed, to be broadcasted, and this is going to give us just more VODs to upload. So yeah, with that being said, I'm going to be hosting. Let's check. So Scorp would be the bigger name out of the 2 community casters, I mean, numbers wise, but he's doing everything in French, whereas the other one is, in his title at least, French/English, and I'm not sure if the stream is tagged in French or in English, but there's a bit of French and English in his chat. So I guess I'm going to be hosting Astral, since he would be the one that is a bit more, EN friendly. So with that being said, once again, congratulations. Can't wait to see you guys play again, next weekend, and so on and so forth. But these were like the first matches of the entire week, so weren't exactly ready to start seeding the next round just yet. So with that being said, have an amazing rest of the night, and see you again soon.
Do the same. Have a good one.
Right, see you, man. And yeah, like I said, I will be hosting Astral VFX to have a look at the Thirsty Bastards Gaming against Broker Crew matchup. But until that happens, have an amazing rest of the night. Take care, and see you again. I do want to say Friday, because this is when the next match that is going to happen is scheduled for. Oh, there is actually going to be a matchup tomorrow, but I don't think I'm going to be able to cover it, because I have some other restriction in my personal schedule that is going to prevent me to cast at the very least the first map. But I could feasibly cover or stream the second. No, actually, I don't want to make any promises out of fear of not keeping them. So the next confirmed matchup is going to be this Friday at 8 p.m., just like tonight's scheduling, in 2 days from now. So, like I said, have an amazing rest of the night. See you all Friday. And until then, let's just host some other match of the stream, shall we? All right, bye-bye.